Caldwell Family Center, a research presentation created by Juniper Hart, Sam Bowlby, and Nicole Anderson. Caldwell Family Center is an organization located at 1100 Medford Street in Ottawa, Ontario. The mission of the Caldwell Family Center is to provide services to the community that feed and nurture physical and emotional wellness. Through their services, the center hopes to provide families with food, companionship, housing, education, and knowledge. After reviewing the center's website, our group wanted to extend our qualitative research by conducting an interview with the executive director of the center, Marilyn Matheson. The interview was organized through email by Sam to be over video call on the platform Zoom. The interview lasted just over 15 minutes and consisted of 9 core questions created in hopes of gaining a better insight into how the center operates and supports the needs of the family, as well as the challenges they face doing so. The Caldwell Family Center webpage states that their vision of the center is a strong, healthy, safe, self-sustaining community where the residents are confident, empowered, and independent, where those who have no need for food, companionship, housing, education, or knowledge are provided for in a coordinated fashion with dignity and responsiveness. When we asked the organization's overall vision for their center was, Marilyn summarized this by stating that their main vision is to have no poverty anywhere. She explained that it may seem impossible, but the way the center does everything in their power to aid in turning this vision into a reality. Marilyn explained that their center is driven by people they are able to serve. When the center is able to see their hard work pay off in the success of the families and children they work with, it inspires and drives them to continue supporting the community. Those who approach the organization are often families in a lower income who are in need of supplies such as food or baby supplies. A large portion of the families who attend the center are those who are new to Canada. The center used to provide a language school to help support these individuals, but unfortunately lost the funding for the program. COVID-19, the virus that has created a global pandemic over the last year, has heavily impacted the families and children everywhere. When asked how COVID-19 has affected the center, Marilyn explained that prior to the virus, the center served about 80 to 100 meals each day, while now they are serving over 350 meals a day. The center has seen a 40% increase in the numbers of children accessing the food bank each month since the start of COVID-19. Due to the increasing demand for food security programs, the center has been faced with the challenge of having enough space for their other programs, one of these being their sewing program.
In order to support the various cultural needs of each family, Marilyn explains that the center has been given 2 different grants so they're able to provide hella food. She said that the center has also received a grant for providing specialized meals such as gluten and dairy-free meals. Due to the volume of families during this time, it's difficult to accommodate everyone's cultural needs, but the center tries their hardest so families can thrive. When asked about challenges and barriers the center comes across, Marilyn explained that not having enough space is an ongoing issue. The center is made up of 2 housing units that unfortunately have small rooms, making it difficult to accommodate the volumes of families. Since the beginning of the pandemic, they have been providing for a lot more families than before, making space even a larger problem. The center has been given a loan until December to use the Ottawa Community Center to provide their food programming for families in need. Marilyn hopes they'll be able to rebook it again after, as the center needs as much space as possible. In order to accumulate the adequate funds to support the program within the center, Marilyn said they receive half their funding from the City of Ottawa Social Services Fund. The rest of their funding comes from grants and private foundations as well as their own fundraising. Their annual fundraiser is called Harvest of Hope, which is a sit-down dinner that is a silent auction. With the restrictions of COVID-19, the center had to operate with the event virtually. A large portion of the center's food is donated, which they still need funds to move the food around. On any given day, the food programs, there are 25 workers helping to provide for the families. Most of these workers are actually volunteers. Only 4 of them are paid staff. With the help of so many volunteers, the center is able to fundraise money to provide for the numerous programs as well as work towards expanding their space. When asked if the center implements pedagogy through any childcare, Marilyn stated that the center used to provide childcare as well as a language program and an employment program. When the center provided childcare, the child would attend the childcare as the parent went to one of the classes or programs within the center. Due to the restrictions of COVID-19 impending on the space they have, the center had to temporarily stop all childcare, as well as other educational programs, until they're able to acquire more space. Looking at the accessibility of the center, Marilyn expressed that due to the structure of the housing units they have for the center, there are no accessibility to the upstairs programs for individuals who are not able to use the stairs. The center tried their hardest to help families in need, but the lack of space in the center is challenging. All families are welcome to access and supports the center provides, and their mission is to end poverty.
Through our research, it is clear that the center has many organizational strengths, but we wanted to ask Marilyn what she believed their biggest strength was. Marilyn expressed how well their organization does with networking with other community centers. She explained the importance of communicating with other centers within the area, as it aids in providing the best services to the community. The Caldwell Center is also able to acquire needed funds from other organizations through their constant networking. Marilyn also stated that the center excels in their food programs and services, as they are currently serving over 350 meals a day. The food programs the center provides are an amazing support for many families, especially during the time of COVID-19, as many families cannot afford the same basic necessities they once could. So what can we take from this? From our qualitative research, we were able to gain a better insight into how valuable family services are to the community. The center works hard to provide clothing, food, and baby supplies for the families who are in need, as well as programs to help parents find employment and child care for their children while they attend the classes. As mentioned by Marilyn, the center has unfortunately had to cut back on many of these programs due to COVID-19 restrictions. The information gathered from the interview displays the high need for donations and support for family services, as they have been greatly affected by the impact of the pandemic. Not only has it become harder to acquire the needed funds, the center has also recognized the high demand for more supplies as well as space. The center has a clear goal to end poverty, and those who work and volunteer there work hard to help families flourish. After analyzing the data from our research, we were able to open our eyes to the realities of the challenges that many family services face. As future educators, it is crucial for us to understand the importance of family services in the lives of children and their families, and how to help support these services. As an interactive piece, we ask that you get into groups or reflect on your own to answer these questions. The first question is asking you to look at how COVID-19 has impacted the various family services and community centers. After learning about the way the virus has affected the Caldwell Family Center, it is important to reflect on how all family services have been affected. The next question is asking you to think about why family services are so valuable to the community and how they're essential for many families. To conclude our presentation, the Caldwell Family Center is an extremely valuable and important support system for hundreds of families in Ottawa. The center is able to feed over 500 families each month and provide essential supplies, education, care, and companionship to each family. As the center depends on donations to stay running, anyone who wishes to help is able to donate on their website or bringing used clothing or toys for their clothing and baby depot. The Caldwell Center is an amazing family service with hard-working volunteers that work to help families and children thrive.